Hi, I'm Colton with Porsche Center Calgary, and here today with a very exciting piece of inventory. This one is a 2022 Taycan Turbo S. That alone makes it quite a unique and special thing, but this particular example is even more so, which I'll dive into a little bit, but let's start with the basics. Being a Taycan Turbo S, it's the very top end of the spectrum, and in fact our most powerful car that we sell right now. So it makes, fully electric by the way, I should lead off with that. If you weren't already aware, Taycan is our full electric sedan, and yeah, being the most powerful version, this one makes 616 horsepower and 774 pound-feet of torque, which is pretty mind-bending, I can tell you from personal experience. This is very new still, being a fully electric car. Our first, so there are more on the way. However, still feels very much Porsche in virtually every way, kind of surprisingly so, to be honest with you. When they were developing the car, they talked a lot about how, you know, the intention was for it to be a Porsche first and electric car second. You can absolutely feel that. The performance is wild. Not only the acceleration, which is insane, you're looking at 2 seconds or thereabouts, 0 to 60 miles an hour, but the handling as well, just incredible. And this one being the very top of that, so it's a very impressive machine in that sense. But the reason I said this one is even more special is this was ordered to be our exclusive show car, which is something that we do a few times a year, where we get particularly indulgent in the way that a vehicle is optioned out, to give us the opportunity to show off some options that maybe are less frequently ordered, or we don't often have the opportunity to actually physically show someone when they're in the showroom looking at how they want to order their car. So we'll put more options than usual in something, just to have that opportunity to demonstrate to people what that box actually means when you tick it on your order, what it means in the real world. So that's what this car is. It's kind of a no expenses spared example, which is always exciting for us and for whoever it ends up in their garage. It's certainly a unique example. In the video today, I'm going to go over kind of the basics, some of the high points of what makes this one special, and then we'll do a more in-depth video where we kind of walk around the car in the showroom a little bit later. So let's go through some of the basics. First off is the paint. It's a special paint and a brand new color. Before this one arrived, we had never even seen it before. It's called Ice Gray Metallic, and to be honest, when I saw it on the configurator, I thought, okay, it's another silver. What how interesting is that going to be? I love silver cars. GT silver has been my favorite color we make for a long time, but I understand some people saying silver is silver. How much variation is there? But we were all quite impressed when we saw this one. It is quite different. It doesn't just look like another silver car. It's quite different, and I wonder how well it comes through on camera. It may be something that when you see in person, it looks quite different than it does in photos or on camera. So if you have the opportunity, I definitely invite you to come down and see it in person, because it's quite an impressive color, and it's gone over quite well with the staff here. Some other stuff outside, a whole bunch of carbon fiber. We put some on the inside too, but outside in particular, a lot of time was spent there. So you have the full sport design package in carbon fiber, so that gives you a different whole front bumper. It looks different than it would without that sport design package. But then all of the accents, the front kind of splitter, all that stuff there is carbon fiber. As well along the side, you've got carbon fiber detailing through there. Same thing carries over into the rear, gives it a sportier overall look, and carbon fiber everywhere as well. And then the side mirrors here, you can see that bit is carbon fiber also, and the wheels, these ones are the 21-inch exclusive design with the carbon fiber aero blades. So if you look at the wheel there, those 5 blades, you've got the silver parts, and then everything around there is carbon fiber. So very nicely picking up the other accents around the car, like the mirrors and the sport design package we talked about. When you go onto the inside, you get a full leather interior always in the Turbo S, but with this one we opted to do the two-tone black and chalk, which is my personal favorite combo, and I think it works very well with the exterior color. So lots of leather, and then carbon fiber trimming in there too, so matte carbon fiber kind of on the doors, different parts around the center console, and then the steering wheel was optioned to be matte carbon fiber as well, although you may think carbon fiber wheel and think of it as being the rim of the wheel in carbon. That's not the case. Now it's kind of those center 3 prongs of the wheel that are carbon fiber, which I like a whole lot more. Looks sportier than it did before, and you still have that leather texture on your hands, which most people do prefer. All of the Turbo S's will have a Sport Chrono package, so this one does have that as well, which is what enables that launch control and maximum horsepower and acceleration times, which is why a lot of people buy the car in the first place. And then this one has the technology package, which gives you things like the head-up display, gives you the passenger display, so you have multiple different screens in a Taycan, regardless of how it's ordered. But if you have that passenger display, you have kind of a, in addition to your main screen in the center of the car that they'll all have, you have a secondary one in front of the passenger that does all the stuff the screen in the middle does, which is really cool. And then you've got the 4-zone climate as well, so there's an additional screen on top of that in the rear where rear passengers can make their own adjustments to climate, and rear heated seats and all that stuff will be back there as well. We also put in the top level sound system, so this does have the Burmester audio, which is awesome, particularly in a Taycan where you don't have as much, you don't have the engine noise and all of that stuff going on that kind of is extra background noise that they have to tune out. Obviously, being an electric car, you don't have that, so you really get the most out of that high-end Burmester sound system, which is, really, really cool. Some other performance stuff I wanted to mention. It does have the Porsche dynamic chassis control, which minimizes any kind of body roll that you might get. It's always minimal in our cars, and particularly with the Taycan, because the batteries are all on the bottom, it's got a very low center of gravity, but the dynamic chassis control is going to dial that up even further. And the brakes, being a Turbo S, it does have standard, actually, the Porsche ceramic composite brakes, but we opted to change these ones from the bright yellow calipers that are kind of the signature of those to be the gloss black. They didn't used to give you that option, and while the yellow calipers are, a bit of a wink and telling people that you have those brakes, nice to not have to have yellow anymore. You can make them black, which I think goes better with the overall kind of color and design philosophy of this example. So I said I wouldn't get too in-depth in this video. Maybe I have already, but lots of cool stuff to talk about. And again, we'll put out that other video as well. So if you're more interested in more of the nitty-gritty details, don't worry, that video will be up soon if it's not already. And if you like what you see and you want to take a look in person, please do pay us a visit. When we're done here, it'll be on display in our showroom. So thanks so much for watching.